Behind the polished image of the handsome, charismatic leader lies the other side of Gavin Newsom, the slick politician whose personal choices and public actions have drawn sharp criticism for years. Let's start with the personal scandal that nearly derailed his early career. In late 2005, while serving as mayor of San Francisco and still married to Kimberly Guilfoyle, though the couple was in the middle of a divorce, Newsom had a short extramarital affair with Ruby Rippey Turk. She was his appointment secretary and the wife of his close friend and campaign manager, Alex Tork. When the affair came to light in early 2007 after Ruby confessed to her husband, Tork immediately resigned. Newsom held a press conference, took full responsibility, and publicly apologized, calling it a personal lapse of judgment. The betrayal of his best friend's wife made national headlines and painted a picture of a man who, for all his charm, had a major blind spot when it came to personal ethics. Ruby herself later said in 2018 that it wasn't a "nah or me too" situation. She was a consenting adult, but the damage to trust was real. That wasn't the only time Newsom's "do as I say, not as I do" style drew fire. Fast forward to November 6, 2020, the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. While Newsom was ordering Californians to stay home, avoid mixing households, close businesses, and skip holiday gatherings, he attended a lavish birthday party at the ultra-exclusive French Laundry restaurant in Napa Valley. The dinner included multiple households, lobbyist friends, and high-end everything. Photos and reports showed the group gathered without masks in a setting that directly violated the very rules he had imposed on everyone else. Newsom later called it a bad mistake and said he should have set a better example, but the hypocrisy exploded. It became the spark that fueled the 2021 recall effort against him, a campaign that gathered nearly 2 million signatures before voters ultimately kept him in office. But the controversies go far beyond one dinner. As governor, Newsom has faced intense criticism over the explosion of homelessness. Despite spending tens of billions of taxpayer dollars, California's homeless population hit a record 181,000 by 2023, the highest in the nation. Tent encampments became a fixture in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, and critics say accountability for where the money actually went has been lacking. Then there's the massive unemployment fraud scandal during the pandemic. Newsom's administration mismanaged billions through the Employment Development Department. The Los Angeles Times reported $11.4 billion paid out to ineligible claimants, another $19 billion still under investigation for fraud, including $810 million funneled to prison inmates who filed fake claims. Legitimate Californians waited months for benefits while the state racked up $23 billion in debt to the federal government. It was one of the largest fraud episodes of its kind in U.S. history, and opponents blame poor oversight at the top. Add to that accusations of misleading the public on wildfire prevention, claiming 90,000 acres had been treated with fuel breaks when the real number was just over 11,000, and a pattern of ties to big donors and lobbyists that some call pay-to-play politics. High taxes, strict regulations, and business closures drove companies and residents out of the state, while everyday Californians dealt with skyrocketing housing costs, energy prices, and crime concerns tied to earlier criminal justice reforms. Newsom has always been a master at the political game. Wealthy connections, a telegenic presence, and a knack for bouncing back from setbacks. He survived the recall, won re-election, and remains a national Democratic figure. But for his critics, these episodes reveal the not-so-glamorous truth. A slick operator whose personal indiscretions and policy missteps have left many Californians questioning whether the image matches the results. Gavin Newsom is the perfect example of an elitist.